everyone and welcome to the GCSE Tutoring YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about product, sum and difference. This is a key stage 2 topic and something you should be confident in for your 11 plus entrance exams. Now this can be a bit of a tricky topic. Sometimes we come across it in maths in a question and we don't quite understand the wording, so it's a really easy way to lose marks, so we want to be careful. First we're going to look at product. So, product just means multiply the numbers together. If it says find the product of 5 and 2, all we need to do is multiply them together. So 5 times by 2 is of course 10. So the product of 5 and 2 is 10. Then we can look at sum. So sum means add together. So if we want to find the sum of 5 and 2 this time, we just do 5 plus 2, which now equals 7. So the sum of 5 and 2 is 7, which is why it's really important to look out for that wording. And the last little thing we're going to look at is difference. So this means subtract one from the other. If it wants us to find the difference of 5 and 2, we usually start with our bigger number. So our bigger number here is 5. And we're going to subtract our smaller number away from that. And that's going to give us 3. So the difference of 5 and 2 is 3. Okay, so it's really important to remember that terminology in these questions. Now let's look at some tricky questions that might come up in your exams. So they could say, find two numbers with a sum of 10 and a product of 24. Now, this would be tricky because we have to kind of work backwards a little bit. Let's start with our product of 24 bit. How do we know which numbers have a product of 24? We're going to make something called factor pairs and put them in a list. So factor pairs are any two numbers which multiply together or have a product of 24. So they are therefore factors of 24. And the number they multiply with is its factor pair. So if we start with 1, because we want to make sure that we're not missing out any of our factors, the number that goes in a pair with 1 is 24, because 1 times 24 makes 24. Let's keep on going through our numbers. So next would be 2. What times by 2 to make 24? It's 12. Now we can go to our next number, 3. What times by 3 to make 24? It's 8. And we can keep going. Our next number will be 4. So see how we're just working down our numbers down this list. What goes with 4 to make 24? 6. Now, our next number is 5, but hold on. Is 5 a factor of 24? It's not. 5 doesn't go into 24, so that can't be in our factor pairs. So let's get rid of that one. Now, our next number would be 6, but hold on again. Can you see we've started coming back up the other side of our list because we've already written 6? So that's already included in our factor pairs. We don't want to write them out twice. So once we start going up the other side, we can stop. We know we've got all our factor pairs. Okay, excellent. Then we can look at the next part of our question. The next part, we want two numbers with a sum of 10. Do you remember what sum means? It means they have to add together to make 10. So now we can look down these factor pairs and find out which pair would add together to make 10. Can you find a pair? Excellent. It's 4 and 6. So the factor pair which add together to make 10 and have a product of 24 is 4 and 6. So let's write our answer. 4 and 6. Great work. You might see this bonus question at the bottom. Let's have a go at this one. So what's the difference between these numbers? Can you remember how to calculate difference? we have to start with our bigger number, which is 6, and subtract our smaller number, which is 4. That's going to give us a difference of 2. Good job. Okay, and that's all for sum, product and difference.